Ready to go? Meeting, regular city council meeting of Monday, March 13th, 2022 order. Roll call, please.
Scott.
Here.
Beauregard. Here. Grams. Here. Kramer. Here. Zins.
Here. Please stand for pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which it stands.
Okay, the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look over the consent agenda items? Is it so? Is there a motion to approve? Any motion? Motion made by Councilor Beauregard. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Councilor Kramer. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Reports from staff, city administrator, Lennon.
Nothing tonight, thank you, Mayor.
So the attorney, from
Just an update on the unionization and the EMS staff. So we did get the official certification now from State Bureau of Aviation Services that are certifying the AFSCME union as representing a small part of the EMS staff. So they've been certified to be the what's called the exclusive representative for collective bargaining of the 3 paramedics and the assistant EMS director. So those 4 positions now are officially unionized in the city. So now the city has essentially 3 unions. You have LEOS actually represents the police officers, which is part of the joint powers law enforcement entity. But then you have the AFSCME basic unit, which is, most of the city employees are under the AFSCME basic unit. Now you have a separate AFSCME bargaining unit for those 4 positions. Now that that's been officially certified as a bargaining unit and AFSCME recognized as the exclusive representative, we will now sit down with the exclusive representative to hammer out a first collective bargaining agreement for those employees. So we will start that process here in the next few weeks. And that will just be standard, contract negotiations. And I think obviously, we've got a standardized collective bargaining agreement that we're trying to use now that we adopted with the rest of the rank and file staff last round of AFSCME negotiations. So to try to keep things consistent, I'm assuming we'll present that as the collective bargaining agreement when we meet with them. So be undertaking that effort to negotiate a first contract real soon. And then also just wanted to bring up the flow building and trying to get that deal done to see if we could structure a deal for the Snowmobile Club to get that. Did anybody hear anything from Flows? I don't know, Becky, from Flow or accounting staff on whether a donation, if they were to donate, essentially make a donation of that building or sell it to us at a greatly reduced price, and essentially the balance would be a donation to the city. Any word on whether that's still considered a deductible donation for them?
Right, I did reach out to our auditing firm, Walker Group Honey, and asked them that question, and they said, oh, that sounds like a legal question. I said, no, it's a tax question.
Yeah.
So they are researching it. They have someone who works for them who worked for the Minnesota Management and Budget for many years. So he's gonna do some digging with the state and figure out exactly how we can get the deal done.
Because what we could do, so the concept there is that the building is valued at, let's say, 180,000, and then Flow would sell it to the city at a significantly reduced amount. We might have some grant money available to do that, to pay for that purchase price. And so they would sell it to the city at a significantly reduced cost, and the balance between the value of what they would sell it to the city for would be essentially a donation to essentially a nonprofit entity, and they could get a tax write-off for that donation. So The question is whether that type of a donation to the city is in fact a deductible or tax write-off on their corporate taxes, so that's what we're looking into. And one of the things that Becky and I talked about is if they were to do that, you know, a lot of times, individuals or entities actually donate things to cities. I've seen it oftentimes with canine units. Where a city police department might have a canine unit and then people who are love dogs or whatever. Or want to support law enforcement, they will make a significant donation to the city. To go towards the canine unit, or donations that are made for, you know, for AFib devices. I've seen that where people have had a life-saving situation and they donate money to a city to update their AFib devices or whatever they call it. So then, you know, my understanding has always been that if somebody makes that kind of a donation to a city, that's a tax deductible donation. And then oftentimes what the city council will do is they'll pass a resolution. So there's an actual paper trail saying, you know, this is an official donation that this individual or entity has made to the city, and we make an actual record of it as a donation. So hopefully we can do something like that with Flow and we can figure it out, because if we can, then that will be the basis upon which we can hopefully acquire the building and then work out a deal to have the snowmobile club be able to use it for their equipment. So that's an update on it. So. And I'm not a tax lawyer. It is a fairly technical tax question, and I mean, I'm not a tax lawyer. I think it is probably best to have the accounting staff look into it, and they can unwind the regulations on that and see if we can make it work.
Okay, thank you, Rich. Reports from elected officials, Councilor Kramer.
Nothing, thank you, Mayor.
Councilor Graham.
Nothing to report.
Councilor Bordeaux.
I was able to go to the League of Minnesota Cities Conference. I thought it was very informative. I gained a lot of information. It's nice to talk to the other people in similar situations from the other communities. That also recently won elections. A lot of problems out there, and the League of Minnesota Cities seem to be well equipped to help navigate those. So grateful to go there.
What was that on that?
That was in Alexandria.
John. Okay. Councilor Scott?
Yeah.
And I don't have anything tonight. Old business, none. New business, pay request number 30. And the amount of $63,500 from Ritter Construction for the wastewater treatment facility project.
Brian, our engineer, did say he would be at the next pay request to give an update, so it will be next time we have a request from us.
Okay, is there a motion to approve this pay request?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Bordeaux, support,
Support.
supported by Councilor Graham. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And this is just the ongoing work being done for wastewater. Pay request number 7 in the amount of $32,775 from Muncie Enterprises for the Fisherman's Point Bathhouse project.
This is for framing inside the building and plumbing work.
Is there a motion to approve?
Make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Graham. Is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Councilor Bordeaux. And is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. EMS department request for a leave of absence. This is a request from Sabrina Rice for a leave of absence from the EMS department. Do you want me to read this?
No.
Okay.
We typically approve leave of absences for 6 months from the EMS firm.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Scott. Is there support? Support by Counselor Kramer. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Supplemental information, notice of money is available for new resident community welcome dinner.
I received this email along with several other entities in the area, Sherry alluded to earlier, that the Iron Range Tourism Bureau has $250 of seed money to put on new resident dinners. This is something the city can do and participate in. I'm not sure if you'd like to refer it to the East Range Joint Powers Board to do it as an East Range welcoming. If you prefer to take it on as a council, how we would like to go about this. So, gee.
Anybody have any thoughts on this?
This would be a dinner open to the whole city or just, I guess, how does that work?
Yeah, my recommendation would be to have it open to all residents. If you limit it to newcomers, you might not have anyone show up. So if you open it up to everyone, then it kind of allows your new residents to meet established people in the community, counselors could attend, notable people in our community could attend. I do know that the city of Aurora has done community dinners in the past, and they are probably have 60 attendees or so. You know, it's not hundreds and hundreds of people, it's pretty limited in number, but I know that it was also always appreciated.
How would people know about this? Would it just be advertised?
Yeah.
Like the shopper or?
Yeah, we could do advertising, we could put it on the billboard. If we worked with the other 3 entities, we could, you know, do combination advertising.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind putting it on the agenda for the next joint powers meeting, just to see what the other communities think. If we all went in on it together, maybe the joint powers board add in some funds. I mean, if we had 60 people just for us, 250, you know, it's gonna cover the cost of it, right? But I wouldn't mind waiting to see what the other communities want to do. We want to do a local one.
You want to make a motion to table until we have that discussion at the East Range Powers?
Anyone else feel like we need our own, or any strong feelings about just doing it on our own?
I think that's a good idea, Sherry. To see what the other communities have to say about it before making our decision by ourselves.
Motion to table it till the next. We have our joint powers board meeting.
It'll either be after, so I'll put it on the first meeting in April.
All right. Summer seasonal hiring.
This is to post advertisements for summer seasonals. So we have one that would close before the rest of them, and that would be the arts and crafts instructor. And that's just so our instructor has the ability to help form who we hire to be the assistant and help form programming prior to the season starting. I did touch base with our instructor from last year, and we talked about what went well, what could use improvements, and one thing that she indicated could use improvements is she had a lot of interest, and a lot of interest from older people, kids as well. So we talked about maybe it's possible to do 2 groups, you know, one at the beginning of the summer, one in the middle of the summer, younger kids at first, and then older kids, and do that kind of thing, which I said that I would bring to you. I would assume the council would be interested in doing that because we do receive a lot of interest for that. The summer students really enjoy that the arts and crafts. And then we also have a list of other positions we hire. And the reason the date is so late this year, usually we hire at the second meeting in April. The reason it's so late is because on April 26th, the school is holding a job fair that the city will be participating in. So I wanted the date to be after that. The due date to be after that, so we could get those applications out to the students in that forum and then have them, the kids return them to us. Not only will we be handing out apps for our summer jobs at that, but we'll be talking about what it looks like to work for a government, a local government at that job fair, so. That's why it's arranged the way it is, and all I need is a motion to post positions.
Make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer, is there support? I'll support that. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The next one is to set a meeting for strategic planning goals for 2023. Including discussion on the basketball court.
I wanted to put this on your radar. I can send out an email after this meeting with a list of dates and times available for a special meeting. We do need to touch base with the fire department and public works about a few of our strategic goals, as well as discuss arena, the marketing of the arena. We also have some information coming to you about the basketball court, and that will be presented to you. Part of that information will be presented to you at the last meeting of this month. As we are working towards our midway shelter, we are looking at putting an improved bituminous surface down there. So you could, have a basketball court there. Do you want to put another one in? Those types of ideas for that meeting. But you'll have additional information after our last meeting of the month, and SCA presents that bid package to you. So if everyone's comfortable with that, I will send you an email after that. If you could get back to me with dates and times that work for you, so you can get something set up. I would greatly appreciate that.
Okay. Approved. Fisherman's Point Campground Manager Contract.
So Stuart, Deb, and I met with Jennifer and Paul, and they accepted the position. They are okay with the contract that you see in front of you. There were some items removed specifically around cash handling and balancing out the drawer. We did structure the payments a little bit differently, and just to be clear, the last payment in September will be held. We will print it off, the last AP, but it will be held until we receive that final report from those from the campground managers.
So everything in here they've already agreed to.
Correct.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer, is there support? Support. Supported by Counselor Borgard, is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Anybody have anything else?
Do they get that campsite right next to the office?
Correct. Yep, and then in that part, as part of that contract as well, we offer them campsite 93 for a discounted rate, but they have to let us know by the 15th of April, so we don't.
For an assistant?
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer, is there support? I'll support that. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.